Good morning to you, welcome, it's me, and this is a story regarding transportation, namely railway. Now you will know from this channel that there is a campaign being run at the moment, and also in opposition to that campaign, to close thousands of ticket offices, which obviously once you lose the staff members, you also lose the ability to help people, especially those who need the help. I'm thinking disabled people, wheelchair users. Not only will it affect those people, it will also not help other people, such as people with buggies and push chairs and elderly who may need help. Not only to buy the ticket, but also to get on the trains as well, because I'm presuming that this is all down to reduction of staff members in overall, because they don't want anybody to work, and they don't certainly want you to get any help as a customer. After all, you're paying good money to go on a train that you cannot get on, and certainly over the years I have complained about these new trains that they've got. They had the whole series of 800s that they paid for. Basically, whoever was designing these trains had no idea about accessibility. They could quite easily have made all trains accessible from the get-go, including a ramp, whether that's automatic ramp or whatever. They could have put this into their trains, or they could have made them the same height as the platforms. I noticed that in some areas they have built up the platforms to make them higher, so it's level with the trains. Well, surely they could have done that better. They could have done it the other way around. After all, allegedly, these trains were brand new and designed from scratch. Doesn't seem like it, but there you go. So there is a legal challenge being made, and this is through Leigh. You'll know Leigh because they are quite famous for taking the government to court. So this one is two disabled people are taking the government, the rail users industry, because this is government backed plan on closure of hundreds of thousands of rail ticket offices around the country, and of course the loss of staff there. So this is Leigh, and disabled people launch a legal challenge to the consultation over planned closure of rail ticket offices, and this is a legal challenge they're making to try and stop it. Regular rail users, Sarah, who is registered blind, and Doug, who is a wheelchair user who has hearing loss, claimed that the consultation is unlawful and discriminates. They argue that giving 21 days only to respond to this is inadequate and breaches the legal requirements for such consultations. They also say the format of the consultation is inaccessible to many disabled people and lacks information how it's going to affect them. This means disabled people who rely on ticket offices most times may not have their views heard. The pair, who are represented by Leigh, are calling for the publicly owned train operating companies, TOCs, and the Transport Secretary to end the current consultation and reconsult in a manner which complies with the consultation and equality duties. So obviously they want something which it abides by the law, and it currently doesn't. If adopted, it would see rail ticket offices being closed in almost every single rail station in the country. Certainly I use them if I'm going to be buying tickets. I rely on them to give me the right ticket at the right price. You can order it online, but you never know if you're getting the right price or the right route. So I always take advice, because If it's wrong, then I've got to come back. If I make a mistake, it's my fault. Now, obviously, that can be argued both ways. The decision to close these appears to have been already taken because there are redundancy notices that have already been issued to the staff. So clearly, this is a complete sham. I mean, the 21 days period, it falls short of what is required when you have a complex and far-reaching proposal, and it doesn't really help disabled people for the accessibility issues. So obviously the defendants failed to take any step to avoid or reduce this disadvantage, or providing readily accessible alternative formats. Obviously, it's quite important when you're trying to get help or buy tickets. The railway industry's consultation to close railway ticket offices across the country, overseen by DOT, Department of Transport, in our view, clearly unlawful and not fit for purpose. So there you go, more on that later. But obviously this legal thing, we had the legal challenge with transferment, didn't we? We had that with the transfer to UC. We've also had it on several other occasions where the disabled people have brought legal cases, and one has anything been done about it? Well, that's debatable. But this is quite important because it does affect many, many people. That's the story today. Have a very good day. Catch you later.